All right, Siyata Dishmaya, we're here. Shavua Tov.
Neshama Esther Bat Benjamin, Raggaville, and Rab Mordechai Israel Tzvi Ben Moshe Aaron.
All right, may they have Ilui Neshama B'ezat Hashem. We are here in a new week learning the Alshech. We are continuing on Derech Hashem from the Ramchal. And we were learning last week about the fact that it has to be that Hashem created a world that if He wants you to get good, you have to be able to get the good from the spiritual and from the physical. There must be a way that you can engage with this completely physical world that He put you in, that you need to run after money and do a job and eat and drink and all these different things. It has to be that there's a holy way to engage with all of these things and to still work on the same perfection that Hashem wanted you to do. And we said that the way to do that is by way of engaging this world with the guidance of the Torah. When you have the Torah and the mitzvot, which are called, what the Ramchal calls the Zdarim v'Gvulot, the orders and the boundaries. The orders and the boundaries that are inside the Torah, that it teach you how to engage with this world, that would be the way to do that. And then we ended off with a nice question from Shlomo, that the body should be a healthy body. You should have a healthy body for your soul, for your neshama to feel healthy inside of it. And that's for sure the truth. We're going to continue now. We're in my edition that I have here, page 33, which is really the first chelek, fourth chapter, and the letter Hey. Achas-darim v'gvulot ha'ele. These darim, these orders and these boundaries, Inehem klal ha-mitzvot ha'asin v'halavin. These are the general aspect of the positive and negative commandments. שכל אחד מהן מכוונת אל תכלית הקנות באדם והעצים בו אחת ממדרגות המעלה האמיתית שזכרנו והסרת אחד מענייני החושך והחסרונות. What's the purpose of all the positive commandments? To help you complete yourself a little bit more. What's the purpose of the negative commandments? To help you get rid of a little bit of the lacks that you have inside of you. Right? The more that you keep a positive commandment, you put on tefillin, you are rectifying that body part and that spiritual body part that are in correspondence to the mitzvah of tefillin. It's one of the 613 parts, right? And when you don't murder someone, for example, you are, first of all, you have to be happy about the negative mitzvah that you also keep, right? You didn't murder someone today, that's a good day, Baruch Hashem. But you are there also getting rid of one of the lacks that you have inside of you and working on yourself. So every single mitzvah is in correspondence to a different body part and a different spiritual body part. And that is the whole point of them. על ידי פועל המצוות העשה ההיא או מניעה מן הלא תעשה ואולם פרט המצוות כולם וכן פרטי כל מצווה ומצווה הנה הם מיוסדים על אמיתת מציאותו ועניינו של האדם בכל בחינותיו. The fact that this mitzvah is like this and that one's that and we all have the same mitzvot, right? Not necessarily, because you could go into a finer detail and say this person's a Kohen, this person's a Levi, this person lives in Israel, this one doesn't, right? Man, woman, child, all these different aspects, but all of the mitzvot are intended perfectly with divine wisdom to help you, whoever you are as a person, to get to your shlemut, to get to your perfection that you need to reach in this world. ואמיתת ענייני השלמות המצטרכים, כל דבר בתנאיו וגבוליו, מה שצריך להשלמתו. Everything has its conditions, right? You only have to keep Orla if you're in, Shemitah if you're in the land of Israel, certain things like that, that the mitzvah, it only begins, you're only obligated to do it if you're in the land of Israel. Every mitzvah has its boundaries and it has its conditions, according to what you need in your life to become that much better of a person. ואומנם החוכמה העליונה שיודעת כל זה לאמיתו ויודעת כל ענייני הברואים כולם שימושיהם כמו שבראתם באמת, thank you very much, right? הקדוש ברוך הוא knows the truth and your true reality of all of the creations that He's made, everyone, what they were created for, what is their purpose in the world. השקיפה על הכל וכללה, כל המצטרך במצוות שציוונו בתורתו. Hashem knows everything. He included everything that we need to reach the level that we're meant to reach inside all of these mitzvot and inside the Torah. והנה שורש כל עניין עבודה, what is the root? What is the root of all of the avodah that we have to do? להיות האדם פונה תמיד לבוראו. That you should constantly be turned towards your Creator. והוא שידע ויבין, so that you should know and you should understand. שהוא לא נברא אלא להיות מדבק בבוראו. What is the reason you were created for? The only sole reason you were created for? to cling to your Creator. That's, if you want to know the purpose of your life, to cling to your Creator. So then why were you put in this world? For one reason, for you to overcome your Yetzer Hara, to conquer your inclinations. To make yourself a servant of your Creator with all of your power and with all of your intellect. To constantly be putting yourself in Hashem mode, Hashem mode, Hashem mode, to serve Hashem. This is the opposite of the lusts and the desires of physicality and its inclinations. Put all of your power and all of your actions towards achieving this goal of clinging to Hashem, and don't get off this path. This is what you're here for. But the behavior that you have to have in this world is broken up into two different parts. One is, you have to do a mitzvah because you were commanded to do a mitzvah. You have a commandment to do this and to not do that. On the other side, you have to do it because you have to do it. It's one of your needs in your life. This is one of your life goals. There's the fact that the king told you to do it, and then there's the other side of, no, I need to do this for myself. One is the ideas of mitzvahs in general. You have to put on tefillin, you have to keep Shabbat, you have to do this. And then there's, I have to eat. I need to do this action because I need to stay alive. It's not necessarily a mitzvah, but it's part of life. I need to eat, I need to go to the bathroom, I need to sleep. מעשה המצוות, הנה התכלית בו לאדם שיעשהו מבואר הוא, שהוא לקיים מצוות בוראו ולעשות חפצו. Why do we do mitzvot? We've explained it. Because you have to do what you were commanded to do. And you have to do Hashem's will. Hashem wants you to become better, and He wants you to do it by way of doing mitzvot. And He also commanded you to do the mitzvah, so you have to do it. והנה הוא מקיים חפצו יתברך שמו בזה בשני דרכים נמשכים זה מזה. You're doing Hashem's will in two ways, this from this. היינו, כי הוא מקיים חפצו במה שציווהו שיעשה המצווה הוא והוא עושהו. Hashem commanded you to do it. Now you do the mitzvah, you're listening to Hashem's command. ושנית, כי הנה במעשה ההוא, הנה הוא משתלם באחד ממדרגות השלמות שהיא תולדת המצווה היא. On the other side, you are also now perfecting yourself, which is an outcome of listening to Hashem. Right? Hashem wants to give us the ultimate good. That can only be done by way of us perfecting ourselves more and more and more and getting into the level where we're able to receive that good. So one, Hashem told you, put on tefillin, you put on tefillin. Good, you listen to Hashem. The other way that you're doing Hashem's will is because Hashem's will was to give you good, and that can only be done by way of you perfecting yourself. And when you put on tefillin, you are now perfecting yourself spiritually and physically. So you're getting two birds with one stone. והנה מתקיים חפצו יתברך שמו, שהוא חפץ שיהיה האדם משתלם ומגיע להנות בטובו, יתברך שמו. Hashem wants you to become good in order to receive the good. אכן מה שהאדם משתמש מן העולם, לצרכו, הנה צריך תחילה שיהיה מוגבל בגבול רצונו יתברך שמו. You want to come now engage with this world in order for your own personal needs, eating, drinking, sleeping, relationships, all these different things. You have to do it within the boundaries that Hashem set up, that are according to Hashem's will, meaning, שלא יהיה בו דבר ממה שמנעו ואסרו האל יתברך שמו. You can't have something that Hashem forbid. A Jew is not allowed to eat from a pig. But I need to stay alive and I need to eat, to have a meal. Okay, well, you can do that in a kosher way. Doesn't mean you can eat non-kosher food because you're hungry. Right? ושלא יהיה אלא הראוי לבריאות הגוף וקיום חיותו על הצד היותר טוב. It should only be for your health and for the existence of your body in the best way possible. Not according to your desires of physical being and things that are not necessary, things that you don't need, the extra snack or whatever it might be. The whole entire purpose of eating or anything else, any physical need that you have in this world, is to prepare your body to be ready to serve your neshama, to do what it needs to do. שלא תימצא לה עיכוב בהדר והכנתו והחולשתו. Right? so that there shouldn't be a delay or a lack from your body in the preparation that you need to serve Hashem. You shouldn't become weak now because you indulge or because you went after this lust. כשאדם משתמש מן העולם על דרך הזה, הנה יימצא התשמיש ההוא בעצמו פועל השלמות. When you engage in the world this way, then the world, the physical world, is actually helping you to reach your goal. Right? It's not that it's delaying you because you're engaging with physicality. No, now when I go to the bathroom, now when I go to eat, now when I go to sleep, it's in the right measure, at the right time, within the right boundaries of the will of Hashem. Then that sleep, that eat, or that whatever it is, that physical exercise is actually helping me to perfect myself like a mitzvah would. כי גם זה מצווה עלינו לשמור את גופנו בהכנה ההגונה לשנוכל לעבוד בו יתברך. We also have to prepare and protect our body, to guard our body, maintain our body in a way that it's helping us to serve Hashem. ונשתמש מהעולם להכוונה זו לתכלית זה כפי המצטרך לנו. We use this world in order for the preparation, in order for that tachlit, this goal that Hashem wanted us to do. And the whole entire goal, obviously, is to prepare the physicality to help you to serve Hashem spiritually. And now this is where we were really up to. It just came back to me. והנה ממה שצריך שיגביר האדם בעצמו הוא האהבה ויראה לבוראו יתברך שמו והיינו שיהיה מתבונן על גודל רוממותו יתברך שמו ועוצם שפלות האדם. What do you need to do? What do you really need to do in this world? You have to strengthen yourself and your love and your awe to your Creator, blessed be He, meaning that you need to contemplate on the greatness and the loftiness of Hashem Yitbarach and how powerful He is and how low you are as a man. Meaning, your job is to meditate. Your job is to contemplate the greatness of Hashem, how insignificant you would be without Hashem. You're just dust from the ground, right? And to realize how lofty Hashem really is. You have to subdue yourself and submit yourself to the will of Hashem. And you should, so to say, be a little bit taken back and embarrassed, ashamed to stand in front of such a lofty, lofty, lofty God. You should have all of your desires, all of your lust to be called one of the people that serves Hashem. To be just in the category of an Oved Hashem, that should be your desire. To take joy and praise in His praises, and to I don't know, it's hard to translate these words. To sing His praises and to can, but it's like on Him, yeah. These are the strongest tools you have to bring you to Hashem. Contemplation on how great He is and how low you are without Him, and singing His praise and glorifying Him in this world. Those are the easiest ways for you to come closer to Hashem. What we call in our words, Tehillim and Tefillah, learning Torah and praying and connecting to Hashem and meditating on Him. When you do this, now it starts to purify the darkness of physicality and starts to shine the radiance of the neshama. And it elevates you from level to level until you start to comprehend more of Hashem's greatness. And you come closer. Hashem gave us one tool, that its level is higher than any other thing that you have in the world to come closer to Hashem. Anybody have a guess what it is? Number one thing in the world that a Jew could do to come close to Hashem. There you go. Torah, one thing. Number one thing. Number one thing is Talmud Torah. Hu ha-Talmud Torah. This is Torah, exactly. Hu b'shtei b'chinot. This is in two aspects. Ha'echad, בבחינת היגיון והלימוד. One aspect is just logical side of learning and learning itself. Just logic and learning. And the second aspect is haskel. Spirituality, the spiritual intellectual aspect of it. כי נרצה בחסדו בחיבר לנו חיבור דברים כמו שגזר חוכמתו. Hashem in his desire, in his loving kindness, desire that we should have this book, this compilation of a guide for us. ומסרם לנו, and he gave it over to us. והיינו כלל ספר התורה, the all-encompassing ספר תורה, ואחריו ספרי הנביאים, after that the books of the נביאים, the prophets, שבסגולת הדברים ההם יהיה שמי שיהגה בהם בקדושה ובטהרה. What is the outcome? That a person who will contemplate, yehege, right? Yehege, hege yomam v'layla. Right? What's hege?
To drive?
Nah. Right? Hege is the steering wheel, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right? What is hege? Hege yomam v'layla, that you should be meditating on these words day and night. Mitzvah from the Torah, to meditate on Divrei Torah day and night. Right? Hege comes from the word higayon, comes from the word hege, logic, right? But thoughts, my thoughts, they are meditations, they are thoughts, right? When you are hege in kedusha and tahara, with sanctity and purity of your body, ala kavana and echona, with the proper intention, which is to cling to Hashem, not just to learn another book. Shi'asiyat chefto yitbarach shemo. What is, he says, what is the proper intention? To do the will of Hashem, right? To learn because Hashem commanded you to learn, and that his neshama is inside of there. Yitatzem bo al yadam ma'ala elyona ushlemut gadol ad me'od. Then you will have inside you an amplification, and a level after a level that is bringing you to shlemut, that is so lofty. V'chen mi sheishtadel behavanato. Also, whoever makes an effort to understand it. And to know what the commentators were trying to pass us down, you will acquire, according to your effort, perfection after perfection. Even more so if you start to get inside the deeper aspects and the secrets of the Torah. Right? The Kabbalah and the Chassidut, שכל עניין מהם שישכיל יוקבע ויתעצם בנשמתו מדרגה מן המדרגות היותר רמות שבמעלה והשלמות האמיתי. You start to get into the secrets of the Torah, now you're dealing with the highest levels of perfection and completion that a person could come to, and it is the fastest way for you to get yourself to that level. Obviously, right? This is not said here in the Ramchal, but a disclaimer, a warning, you need to have vessels to attain this light. Because when you're downloading powerful light that could help you progress, if you don't have the vessel to contain that light, the outcome could actually be the opposite, right? You could go into learning Kabbalah and Chassidut, and you don't understand at all what they're talking about, and now you start to think that there's more than one God, and there's all these different things because you don't understand the basis of what you're being taught. So, obviously, the proper way to get through this is to have a rabbi that is already holding there, and to learn these things with them. In all of these ideas that we talked about, לא די מה שקונה האדם בעצמו מעלה ושלמות, אלא שמציאות הבריאה כולה בכללה ופרטה משתלם בפרט על ידי התורה. It's not enough that by way of you learning this, you're getting better. That would be one thing, but it's not true. When you start to learn Torah, not only are you getting better, the whole entire world and everything around you is elevating with you. When you learn Torah, with the desire to cling to Hashem and to connect to Hashem and to do His will, you're elevating the whole entire reality of this world. Vulam sibat, I nearly finished the chapter. Vulam sibat kol matzavei adam, cheshchato v'hirato. All the stages a man could go through, the darkness that he experiences, the light that he experiences. Yine hi ha'arat panav yitbarach shemo elav o yitalmo mimenu. All it is Hashem showing you His face or Hashem hiding His face from you. That's all it is. Every good thing you experience is Hashem shining His countenance on you. Any bad thing that you experience, bad in your own language, is Hashem hiding His face from you. Like we said above. כל מה שהאדון ברוך הוא מאיר פניו, מתרבה הזוך והשלמות במי שיגיע לו הערתו. Whenever Hashem wants to illuminate His face, the more purified you are and the more whole you are, according to the effort that you put in, the more you will see that illumination. כפי שיעור ההארה, כך הוא שיעור השלמות, והזוך הנמשך ממנה. And according to the illumination, so too is the measure of the perfection and the purity that could come out of you experiencing that illumination. Now it goes two ways. You have to have the kli, you have to have the vessel to be able to see the illumination, the shining face of Hashem. And then you also have to be able to translate that shining face of Hashem back to purification inside of you. Meaning if you experience Abba, you experience your merciful Father giving you love, that should make you a better person. Right? But in order to even recognize that, you kind of already have to be on some kind of level. Right? To see that Hashem showing you His face. So too is the opposite. You don't put in the effort, there will be a concealment. If you have more concealment, the natural outcome of having concealment is that you are going to go away. So you have to know that specifically in the concealment, you have to push forward to reveal the light that is for sure there, because Hashem is constantly there. Like I just said, the Master Himself, blessed be He, is constantly illuminating His face to whoever wants to come close to Him. Even if it seems like there's a concealment, if you want Hashem, like Rabbi Nachman teaches in a million, gazillion places, that if you want Hashem, even in the darkness, even the concealment of the concealment, for sure Hashem could be fine there. Right? Because Hashem's always there for whoever wants to come close to Him. Hashem does not prevent good at all on His side. Whoever doesn't want to come close, and now he sees that he's in darkness and he's in concealment, Hashem, so to say, is not illuminating himself to him, it's not Hashem. It's the receiver that's wrong. It's the receiver that caused the concealment, not Hashem. Hashem is constantly there. Hashem made a decree. שעושה אותם עניינים שציווה, דהיינו כלל כל המצוות כולן, כמו שזכרנו לאל, Hashem made a decree that whoever does what we said before, meaning whoever keeps the mitzvot and keeps the decrees that Hashem brought into the world, בכל מעשה מהן שיעשה, יהיה מתקרב על ידו ממדרגה, מה ממדרגות הקרובה שאליו יתברך שמו. You do a mitzvah, you just ascended a level. You do another mitzvah, you just ascended another level. Anytime you do something that Hashem commanded you to do, you are making progress towards Hashem. ותגיע לו על ידי זה מדרגה מה ממדרגות הארת פניו. You do that, now you just achieved one of the levels of Hashem's shining countenance towards you. Hashem shining His face, now you're going to be able to come closer to that illumination. כפי הקרובה אליו יתברך שמו ותתעצם בו מדרגה מן השלמות. According to how close you manage to come to that light of Hashem, will be the determining factor of how much you're going to be able to perfect yourself by way of that mitzvah. שהיא תולדת ממדרגת ההארה ההיא. That closeness, by way of the mitzvah, one of the outcomes of doing that is perfecting yourself a little bit more. Becoming that much better as a person, not by way of happenstance that something occurred and now I'm experiencing something that's going to be taken away from me. No, I did a mitzvah, it's mine. I will receive full reward for that mitzvah. There might be ulterior motives there, but at the end of the day, I did a mitzvah. The opposite is the averot. The opposite is the sins. כל מעשה שמהן שיעשה אדם חס ושלום, הנה יתרחק על ידו ממנו יתברך שמו ממדרגה מה. Any avera that a person does, avar yud k. Right? You passed yud k. You pushed the yud k away. Mitzvah is mem tzadik vav he. Yud k is in the sin. Vav he is in the mitzvah. Mitzvah and avera. The ends of each of those words spell yud k vav k. When you do it, you're either pushing Hashem away or you're bringing Hashem closer. ויתווסף עליו על ידי זה מדרגת ההיעלם הערתו יתברך שמו והסתר פניו. You do a sin, you are adding more concealment to the world. You're adding more darkness to the world. You are distancing yourself, so to say, from Hashem's face. ויתעצם בו על ידי זה מדרגה מן החיסרון. Now you will have an amplification of one of the levels of darkness and concealment, שהיא תולדת ממדרגת ההיעלם ההוא, which is now an outcome of one of those disappearancing, one of those concealments of Hashem, right? Last paragraph. נמצא לפי כל מה שהקדמנו. According to every intro, all the intros that we just brought here, שכוונה באמת בכל המצווה תהיה הפנייה אליו יתברך שמו. What is the intention of all mitzvot? That you should turn to Hashem. That you should be coming that much closer to Hashem. To come closer to His light, the light of His shining countenance. והמניעה מן העבירות להימלט מן ההתרחוק ממנו. What is the way that you could prevent yourself from doing a sin? To know that when you do a sin, you are distancing yourself from Hashem. You are going in the opposite direction. You are turning your back to Hashem and walking away. וזה תכלית האמיתי שבהן. This is the true purpose that's inside them. אך עניינים בפרט, on a finer detail, יש בהם עומק גדול. There's a lot of depth in the finer details. כפי פרטי ענייני האדם והבריאה, כמו שזכרנו לאל, ונדבר עוד בקצת מהם, וחלק בפני עצמו, בעזר האל יתברך שמו. He says that there is much more finer details according to who you are, where you are, what is your makeup, what is your family situation, are you a Kohen Levi in Israel, are you living in Israel, are you living outside, do you have the money, do you not have the money? There's many finer details that it comes with you engaging with mitzvot. But then there's one general rule. A mitzvah is for you to get closer to Hashem. Doing it will help you, one, keep His will, that He command you to do it. Two, His more true inner will, which was to get you to become more perfect so that you could receive more good, right, and to complete yourself. And that if you do a avera, chas v'shalom, then you are distancing yourself from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you are going away from perfection and more into darkness and more into the physical inclinations. And there's two main ways that you can do this. One, by keeping the mitzvot in general that you were commanded to do. And two, that when you engage with the physical world of things that you need for yourself to exist in this world, you do it within the boundaries and the laws of the Torah, in order that physical engagement with this world will actually help you like it's a mitzvah. B'ezrat Hashem. We are up to the 5th perek of the first chapter, which will talk about the different parts of the creation and their different situations that you can find them, talking about physicality, higher beings, lower beings, spirituality, angels, demons, all these different things. B'ezrat Hashem, I'll get into it next time.